I appreciate even more of the Shelby GT500. We're meeting up with his two designers today, the lead designer and the actual person who designed the vehicle, Chris Stevens. So Chris Stevens and Mel are going to take us for a walk around of the new Shelby GT500, what was the inspiration, and all the little fun details about the beautiful new Shelby GT500. Okay, we are here with Melvin, who is the head designer of this beautiful Shelby GT350 behind GT500 behind us. So, a little bit about yourself, brother.
My name is Melvin Bettencourt, and I've been designing Mustangs since 1999 model year. It's a long time. Love my job.
Most crazy thing that I've seen that everyone is always talking about is the front end. Now, what was the inspiration for the front? Oh, here we
Here's
go.
Chris.
Oh,
Here's Chris.
Hey. Look what we got here.
I made it. Oh, dude, nice to see you.
You too, man.
Yeah. Hey.
We got, what's up, baby? We got Chris. This is my brother from another, of course, Chris Stevens and Melvin. That's the love at Ford. You see that?
No shakes. Straight to hugs.
We all love you. I got my hugs earlier.
Oh my goodness.
It looks good, huh?
This is the first time seeing
The first time he's seen us.
I've only seen the clay property.
Yeah.
So this is the first time
How
actually
does it
seeing the
feel?
car.
Okay, so this is big, guys. One of the lead designers, Chris Stevens, this is his sketch of the Shelby GT500. You're seeing it for the first time. What does that mean to you, bro?
Like first impression, dude, this thing's gonna be on vlogs, man. It looks really good.
Rose and where am I?
Dan Kangas.
Dan Kangas. I mean, this was a design team, but when you're a designer, you're passionate. You live it. You breathe it. I have a GT350R, and I love my car, right? So I am a true Mustang enthusiast.
Yeah, I love it.
Right?
I love it.
So our design mission was to design advanced design that maximizes aero and manages thermal, right? And when you say to yourself, well, why manage thermal? When you have a performance car, you got to manage heat.
And so you want to? Can we start with this is the most probably talked about section of the car, I guess, in all the Mustang forums and whatnot. Is this area right here? Like, what went into this? Was this more that you had to do the function form? What's going on here?
Well, with this car, it's all about air, right? So we had to supply air to the heart, which is the engine, right? And we also had to take the air out, right? So when you look at the front end, I mean, Chris came up with some beautiful sketches, and this is Chris's theme.
Yes.
But one of the things that we were envisioning behind us is as we have to basically package 6 intercoolers, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot. So when the chief engineer says, this is what we got to do, I thought he was crazy. Because the first themes we did, including the ones Chris did, the aperture around the grills were smaller. But when you park a GT350R next to this thing, the aperture on the 500 is double.
Really?
Double. And it's so you can cool all
now,
this.
for the layman viewer, when you say aperture, what does that mean? Just
aperture is the
airflow?
periphery of the grills, right? So
Okay.
when you look at the grills between the 350 and the 500, immediately you'll see.
So I'm gonna get down here. I hope my back can take it. So this is double the surface area of the R, right? Is that correct? Is that what I'm
That's
saying?
correct. That's correct.
Okay. Now, you guys, did the engineers tell you what they need, or do you design
Well,
it first?
they give us guidelines,
Yeah.
and when we design it, and we'll cheat. It's when we get together with the cross-functional teams, there's a dialogue, right? So when I say a numbers car, it's because we were dealing a lot with the aero guys, right? So the aero guys were very important. I'll give you a little tidbit, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but when we took this, at one point we wanted this as low as the GT350. The GT350 is about 4 mils lower.
Okay.
But if we went 4 mils lower, that means we had to put a 10 mil rad. Remember when they asked us that? We were like, no way.
Yeah.
So then we found out that if we brought it up 4 mils, then we could have gotten this tight radius. So then we work with our surfaces and our hood to give you that perception that it's just as slow as the 350 when you park it next to each other.
Wow.
So, and a lot of neat tricks of what we came up with. Chris came up at one point, we were looking at this corner, and Chris came up with this ingenious way to connect the light, right?
Yeah.
So, and again, it's all about the numbers, right? We also needed to put a wide tire, wide rim.
Yeah.
That gave us the ability to pull the fenders. The
Got it.
350 is about 13, 14 mils.
Okay.
We pulled it out another 9, 10 mils, so it gave us 24 mils.
So this is obviously wider than
Exactly.
the 8-pillar. Okay.
Now, in doing that, don't forget, put out your mark or a pin on the hood, but in doing that, if you drew a straight line to the back, that gave us the ability to get the Coke shape back in the body.
Got it. So it has a Coke bottle shape, even though it's there, but it's still subtle.
When you look at this car from front 3/4 and rear 3/4, you definitely see it.
Yeah.
Definitely see it. The hood and the fenders are SMC, low dense SMC, so it's a light plastic. But that gave us the ability to put all these surfaces that we got in the car. And again, Carl's group, which is the engineering group, they were able to do what we call a low profile Eaton supercharger.
Okay.
Because if not, it would be like up here.
Up here.
Get in the sight of line, and it would not be conducive.
This is something that you're speaking, and I had to speak to this. Like this almost looks, you know, I'm still a kid, so this almost looks like the back of a snake here. I mean, am I right in that, or what's going on with that? Is that true?
We'll take that perception from you.
Okay.
It's cool, right?
I mean, hey.
But when it was all about extracting the air.
All about
right?
it. Okay.
So, and I remember Chris laboring over this, and I go, oh no, change this, and I walk away. And they're like, whoa.
You're a good team.
But it was, you know, it's the dialogue, and that's what I'm saying. If you're not passionate about your product, you have nothing.
So basically, even though it doesn't look like a snake, I'm gonna patent the fact that I said this is a snake. This is the back of a snake head right now. We're gonna say it now. Again, Chris, this is the first time he's seeing this after all the hard work. Melvin's the head of the design team, and now this actually comes out.
You can, if you take it to it has a rain tray.
Okay.
So if you take it to the track, you can remove the rain tray, which will give you more access to blow out air, right?
Just for more cooling.
Right. But the rain tray is there to keep your engine beautiful, detailed, keep the leaves out, and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
But on track day, you take it off for performance.
That's amazing. Now, was that in the original sketch or something that came later, or?
No, we had vents. There was different variety of the shape of the vents, but there was always vents on this car. We always thought this thing's got to be like that air has to pass through and exhaust out the hood, and there's got to be. It's all about air in this car, so we had to think about air all the way from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And similar to what Mel was saying about air, if you look at the 350 chin, it's like the section's this. So because we're having to pass so much air, we had to slim up the sections dramatically, so that the air can just pass through and cool everything that it needs to cool.
It's like an airfoil in a plane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's go on that side so you can at least see the car. Same thing with here with the dive. We call these wickers.
Okay.
But it has an integrated dive-plane, so that gives you downforce. The other thing too is while we're here, we have a lot of texture here, which I call tactical texture on the first spoiler. Mm-hmm. But on the second two spoilers, we definitely don't want to create drag, so we got kind of a little stipple on it. Right?
So even the texture matters.
Oh yeah, everything matters.
Okay. Wow. Wonderful.
You know, in planes, you know, there's some aviation pilots that I know that are so fanatic on fuel efficiency that they actually will, down to 5,000 wet sand their plane for fuel efficiency. So
that's why you want to get the most efficient process.
This man is a preacher of that. Every time he goes on a drag strip, he's like, it's got to be nice and smooth.
Well, yeah, I'm always like, rate reduction, we take off, like, for aesthetics, when we do like car shows, I have a side scoop. Mm-hmm. We just take that off.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
Everything
we take off certain things that, exactly. So, you know, I'm on par with the Ford. No. So now this is something interesting here. These are hood pins. Mm-hmm. Now, what does that do for? I know some people don't know. Some people actually ask me what those are. So, how does that for a designer to integrate hood pins into a stock car?
You want to take that, Chris?
Yeah.
Well, I'll let actually Mel talk about that since he knows the actual understructure of the hood.
Okay.
So I'll let him.
The hood pins are there. Basically, I mean, it's a fast car.
Yeah.
So it's there to give you more structure to the hood, right? So the hood pins, we did not want to put the ones with the wire, because the wire, even though they put the little plastic around it, it's still going to scratch your car,
Sure.
right? And we wanted something modern, and we didn't want the tear-shaped ones either. So we actually looked for something that was more modern, did the job, but was almost non-existent.
Seamless to an extent.
And the other thing too is when you look at the car, I call this the waterline, like right in the middle.
Okay.
Everything above the waterline is glossy black. Like
Okay,
the scoop.
That's what
The
you're saying,
light
yeah.
apertures there, the skull mirrors, the spoilers. The only reason why is this is a more upscale Mustang, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
then everything below the waterline, we went molded in black, and that's because that's the functional part.
Oh, okay.
So if it gets a little rock or something like that,
it can take it.
right?
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
So
And now, yeah, what I see that Shelby there. Now, is that painted that way or?
nope.
That's texture.
The tool, we put grain on the tool, and the only area that we didn't put grain was there. So when it comes out of the tool, it already comes out shiny.
Oh wow.
So we polish where the letters are,
yes.
so it comes out glossy.
Now I know this is going to be a question. These are questions I get from a lot of Mustang fans. Are why was a snake placed in the middle, not on the side, like the G350? What went into that?
What's your thought on that, Chris?
Well, you want this thing to come up from behind you, and you want to be able to read that snake from like half a football field
You want to
away.
know what's happening.
So
you want to know you want to know what's about to attack you, right?
Exactly.
I see. So for you guys wondering why the famous Cobra is right in the middle, it's because there's going to be no mistake about what's going to come right after you.
Now that famous Cobra
Yes.
is the largest Cobra in production today.
Oh wow.
Look at it again. That's a big Shelby Cobra.
Perspective, what I'm going to show you guys, this is about.
Put your hand in
This is
there.
bigger than my hand here. This is a pretty big thing. Oh my God.
We.
You guys did a great job.
You did a
Like
great job.
this is awesome.
So like what Chris is saying, you want the focal when the car comes behind your rearview mirror.
Uh-oh.
Here comes a quick car, and
Yeah.
it's a
It's time to
GT500. So you get out of the way. As you're getting out of the way, the first thing you're going to see is the beautiful haunch
Sorry.
here. Then
Yeah.
you're going to see the snake again.
Oh, yeah.
Just to remind you what's passing you.
Exactly.
Right? Then you're going to keep going because the car is going very, very fast. Right? Then you're going to see this
Yes.
particular car, the exposed carbon, that's a pedestal. The handling pack has a smaller spoiler
Okay.
that has a gurney flap, and then the base car is a smaller spoiler, which is up there, right? And then you don't get the wickers in the front.
Okay.
But on the handling pack, you do.
As a designer, would you get the one with all this active aero, or what do you think? Because like someone like myself, if I'm able to be fortunate to get something, I'd probably go for the base model. Like what are the benefits of going? Because this looks like something that you can have a back seat in.
Yeah,
you
this does come with a back seat.
So this is more your hardcore racetrack guy.
This is your track package.
This is some guy who, like me, who wants a snake on the badge. Just wants a snake badge. And
Well,
like,
that's your cruiser, but it's no slouch.
yes,
okay?
yeah.
So
So are there things about the design of the base car you're like, it almost has its own flavor that you'll appreciate because it's subtle?
has its own spun forged wheel,
Yes.
so it's not a carbon base wheel.
Well, can we talk about the wheels? Because they're pretty. Everyone's talking about them because on the Arb they were like painted over.
Right.
So now you have the exposed weave there. What does that mean? Because I've always found it difficult. I mean, I'm a Mustang guy, so I used to have different patterns of carbon fiber wheel, carbon fiber trim. People was like, well, you got to do the carbon fiber mirrors, carbon fiber this. So how do you strike that balance of having just the right amount of carbon fiber exposed?
Well, you want to give them your perception of it?
Yeah, you can actually kind of hit that point where like you decked it out too much in carbon fiber, and then it starts to look too aftermarket. You know,
Yes.
so this has just the right amount. The black mirrors look beautiful. If you wanted to black out the roof, it would look beautiful.
Sure.
So it's just hits of carbon.
It's meant to be like subtle.
It's an accent. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not meant to be a whole design element. It's meant to just complement the rest of the car.
And a little note on that with the 350, we painted them glossy black, but that's because we didn't have a stable UV rating clear coat.
Oh,
Obviously,
I see.
now we do.
Now that you've upgraded to
But
them.
everything Chris says is validated because some people just become carbon carbon.
Crazy.
Carbon.
Yeah. I know a few.
And then the other thing I want to talk about is on the rear, right? So if you come down here, squat down here and show everybody these quad tips. 5 inches.
Yes.
5 inches, okay?
Wow,
So
you're right.
this is made of a composite material that manages thermal.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, but as you can see, it has the same tactical
Pattern and
feel
texture. Yeah,
that you have on the first rocker and first spoiler in the front.
I never realized those are 5 inches. Those are
5 inches,
We
baby.
designed one to spit out softballs.
Yeah, seriously. This batting practice right
There you
here.
go. Throw a couple of
Yeah, I know. You know that old movie where they put the bananas and that they don't happen here. You need a whole like bushel of them.
Yeah.
Now, was this snake in the back the same as the one in the front?
No, this one's so it'd be as far as height. The front is the biggest, second, and third on the fender.
Okay.
But again, we want to make sure that as this beautiful GT500 is passing you, you know what.
And I
what
love
you're
the
seeing.
fact that you guys only seen the GT500 name is just right in the front only. It's just the snake. It's just subtle. Like I think we take it for granted as consumers. The badging, these badges are just 4 badges total, really, the whole car. But everybody, like you said, will know what it is. There's no mistaking it. I got to ask you this question as designers, because there's a debate all the time about this. Stripes or no stripes on the Shelby GT500?
I'm a stripe guy. I
Okay.
love stripes.
All right. You're in my camp. Okay, go ahead.
That's a flip of a coin for me because I love both.
Yeah.
So I'd probably buy. I don't know. Maybe
Moment of truth. Here we go. What color and what stripe?
if I had to pick, I don't know. Maybe no stripes with a black roof.
Woo.
And that's where I would
good.
go.
So the main
Yep.
color is blue, or
I would probably get silver.
Oh, the silver with black stripes.
okay.
That's what I love, the
Stripes.
silver with black
That would
stripes.
be beautiful.
Iconic silver.
Yeah.
Iconic silver.
that's a new silver. Is that a new silver?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
so that's a
beautiful.
new silver, guys. You don't see that. That's not like the old silvers on the cars. So is that more flake in there, or more anything different about it? But
I mean, our color material experts would
be able to answer that better.
But it's
I gotta put
day
you.
and night.
I gotta put you in the spot now, though.
Okay.
So Chris gave us the black roof, no stripe, with the new silver. What is your preference?
My preference is the yin and yang, Stormtrooper. I like the black and the white.
Oh,
So,
that's my
white.
listen.
White body, black accents.
Okay, that's
Probably
that
would
sounds
go
good.
with the glossy black stripes,
Yes.
and then I probably delete the side stripe.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I do agree that I know this is more to show that the fact that it's more racy. But
Well,
I would,
it's a stripe that belongs with the GT500. If
Heritage.
you look at history,
Yeah.
there's one there.
now is there because they had the name like GT500 inside of it. But yeah, I think I know they have new colors now, lime and green and orange or something like that. So
Well, we have 11 colors.
11.
We got the hot red, we have the twister orange, and we have the iconic silver.
Grabber,
Yes.
grabber green, right? Was it grabber green?
The lime or green
I'm
or
not sure if that one's going to come out first or when that's going to
released.
happen. You do, as Chris was saying with the black roof, Mustangs are known, especially if you go to SEMA, that it's a car that people love to personalize. So we took the ability to give the customer some options. One of them, like Chris just said, is to paint the roof black. The other one is we give them the ability to get carbon fiber inserts on the interior.
Yes.
You got the ability to get the Recaro seats if you don't get the track package, right? And it's all about customization. Like I said to you before, I have a GT350R. I had it for about a year with the satin black.
Yeah.
I got over that, and then I went to the people that actually did it. I did mine in black glossy.
Yeah.
Because now it relates to me. I got my black wheels, I got my black spoiler,
So I don't feel
got my
so bad
black
after
roof.
all. I'm always changing and messing around my car after 6 months to a year. Trying to get the car. So, we could do this. Maybe get the snake, put the snake right in the middle. Yeah, get the snake.
From his authorized